in your daily life as well as the one that you will be teaching. So looking ahead, when you see, and all of us have come together today to bring this energy, and we are doing our little share, pushing this natural way or connecting to the nature little further. And all of us, we have had one or the other problem. We have also seen how we suffer, how we try to find a solution. And if somehow solution is already there in the wardrobe, in the kitchen, or somebody knows, how easy to solve that, right? It's just connecting the solution to the problem. That's the only thing that we need. And also passing on to the generation. So looking ahead, when we look ahead, what are the things that you see in Nordics that could influence that, especially in the policy making, and some takeaway for all of us, which we can work collectively together to achieve this?
Thank you for another wonderful question. So, Ayurveda for the future, that was the question. Well, I look at it in this way that the kids, they are our future, and they are the future for all of us. So we should work extensively with kids. So there are two aspects how I look into this question. One of this is like to work with the future generation, which is our kids or the upcoming generations, or then how do we heal, or how do we heal ourselves who are not children anymore. Okay. So I think in today's generation we should lay a lot of emphasis on this smartphone-free childhood, which I think Denmark has done already. Finland is still a bit behind in that. But if we are able to give the childhood back to the children, and we are able to introduce Ayurveda, in the early pregnancy to the mothers, because that is when the portion or the nutrition starts in a human being. So starting from the nurturing age till adolescence, if the child is given the right amount of nutrition, knowledge, basic values, the routine, the dinacharya, which we have been discussing since morning, the grounding, touching the ground and waking up. So if these kind of basic things are introduced in a child since inception, I think this would be a wonderful ground for the future for all of us. And also introducing warm meals, because in the Nordics, the children have this habit of taking ultra-processed foods or processed foods from the supermarket. I don't know how common it is here, but in Finland, the kids buy the foods on their way to the school, and they just have something on their way back home because the parents are working. If we could introduce hot foods, warm foods, based on the Ayurvedic principles in the school canteens, I think that would be amazing, and that is something we are working upon, that every child has the right to have a warm meal at least 2 times a day. So that will make a disease-free human being. As adults, when they grow up, they will not grow up with all the problems we've been listening since morning and all the great doctors have been discussing today. So starting from the beginning, starting from the core problems, giving warm, spiced, balancing lunch, or a good warm soup to kids in the right age when it is needed. The second thing would be listening to our own body, listening to our own intuition, because we all are designed in a way by the Mother Nature that the body is very intuitive, but we don't listen. In this era that we live, it's the era of notifications, timelines, deadlines, and we live by that. Okay, this is the time I have to finish this thing, this is the time. We run by the clock, but we have forgotten our own body clock, the circadian rhythm, so to say. If we start listening to our own body, the body is always trying to tell us something, by hunger, by thirst, by telling I'm tired, I should go to sleep. But we always ignore these signals. The body tells us, maybe this is not the restaurant I want to eat. But we still go there with our friends or in some social pressure. If we start listening to the body's intelligence, I think 80% of the problems will not take place. This is known as prajna paradha in Ayurveda. Doing the wrong, like you're knowing that I should not do it, but still we do it. So that, and then going to the forests very often, connecting to the nature, connecting to the 5 elements, that is very, very healing. So I think if we do these very basic practices, I think the future will be great. So thank you so much.
Thank you so much for your insightful experiences.